At least some good news today, bumaba na yung diesel at gas. Diesel by more than 20 pesos, no? But what are the lessons that we can learn from this? Hindi tayo reactive, no? Our episodes are always about common sense, nagbibigay ng clarity sa ating kaisipan. So, number one is the impact on oil on everything. Kasi kung tumaas ang ating fuel cost, transport costs, no, then food costs, everything susunod na. Because we understand that the Philippines is an import-dependent country. Ibig sabihin, marami tayong finished goods, raw materials, everything else, ini-import natin, hindi natin ginagawa dito. And that's always been something that economists have pointed out, that we are a service economy. Kaya lang, mas marami tayong tao, 110 million going to 115 million, kaya may local consumption. But since prices are higher, anong discussion ngayon? If you're a business owner, small business owner, anong mga consideration? Tataas ka rin, sisipa ka rin. As you know, the prices that you increase, that you pass on to consumers, mababawasan yung demand, no? For example, may piso kang kinita from 10. Paano yun naman kung in-increase mo ng 2 pesos yun? Baka mabawasan yung 10, maging 5 na lang, tabla, or even less. The other practical consideration na pag-iisipan, and we take the example of fuel cost, is this. Yung inventaryo. Bumili ka ng product, 10 pesos. Binenta mo ng 15, may tubo kang 5 pesos. Okay? But the problem is, may tubo kang 15, 10 plus 5, 15 pesos. But ang problema lang, the next cycle na bibilin mo yung gamit, yung 10 pesos na puhunan mo, maski isama mo yung kita na 5 pesos, naging 20 pesos na. Where will you get the balance or the shortfall of 5 pesos just to bring in the inventory? We're not even talking yet on the next round of sale price. Nako niyo? So diesel today, di ba? Let's say 60 pesos. Binili mo ng 60, benta mo ng 65, may kita ka ng 5 pesos. But 65, biglang sumipa na ng 80, wala ka nang pambili dun sa next round of increases and so on. So, yun yung isang consideration. But, i-recover mo lahat yan? No? Ay, paano kung bumaba? Di ba? De kumita ka sa inventaryo mo, which you used to pay using 60 pesos. Now, the ideal version is balance. If you have enough inventory, kaya sinasabi ng DOE at ating gobyerno paminsan is don't take advantage of the situation to price gouge or magtaas ka ng presyo and inexplicably high. Balance lang. Because there's also a public interest to what you're doing, especially kung fuel or commodities ang sinasabi. Of course, yun yung tinatawag na higher sense, altruistic purpose. If you're a business person, talagang gusto mo maximize ng profit at manigurado ka that in case that the fuel increases that we've seen tuloy-tuloy, 2 buwan, makakahabol ka sa pagtaas ng presyo para tuloy-tuloy ang pibili mo ng bagong stocks. No? So that's one. The other thing that we haven't felt right away is yung impact on food prices. No? Galonggong, corned beef, whatever it is, marami tayong bagay-bagay na kinakain everyday, gulay, peking duck, most of them are imported. And with the increase in logistics costs, the depreciation of the peso, once maubos yung existing quote-unquote food in stock, food in supply, food in transit na contracted na, tataas na yung price. Iba yung presyo ng restaurant, no? The ones who can afford. In fact, our anecdotal evidence shows that maraming restaurants ngayon, kalahati na lang yung regular patrons. Siyempre, nagbe-belt tightening, tumitipid, normal yun eh. You cut out yung tinatawag na discretionary spending. Yung gagastusin mo or hindi, okay lang. Hindi mo pwede mong hindian yung gasto. That's what they call discretionary spending. Yung tubig, kuryente, pwede mong i-save, parang hindi mo pwedeng i-cut to zero. No? Yun yung tinatawag na non-discretionary spending. Talagang gagastos at gagastusin mo. Fuel. Kung kailan mo talaga magtrabaho or magpa-hospital or magpa-check up or meron talagang ayusin, talaga gastusin mo yon. Pero kung yung mga lakwatsa, yung mga joyride, wala na yung ganyan na cost. So, if the food starts increasing, lahat tataas na rin. Because remember, 40% of the typical household spending is on food. Yung pagkain, no? Bigas, gulay, pang-grocery, tumataas yan. In fact, if you notice prices now, may creeping effect, dahan-dahan na tinataas. And as a business person and by training, I don't believe costs are something that has to be controlled. Ano, I mean, prices should be resolved. Yung tinatawag na mag-set tayo ng suggested retail price, mag-cap tayo ng ceiling. Price controls don't work, in a free market economy. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, oh, dapat yung yung tuyo, ganito rin yung presyo mo. More than that, may kasuhan ka ng gobyerno. That doesn't work. The best solution is to follow the basic rule of demand and supply. Kung mas marami talagang demand, ang bababa ang presyo. No? At in terms of food, at least this is fungible. Hopefully, we take away the discretionary spending on soda, mga ice cream, yung mga tinatawag na cheap or empty carbohydrates. No? The longer impact is fertilizer. We've dealt that before. Malapit na ang planting season natin, yung June, July, tag-ulan. Kung ganun pa rin ka-elevated ang ating fertilizer prices, the impact is yung mga farmers hindi na bibili ng fertilizer kasi mahal na. At kung bibili naman, ang paglagay at pag-spread nan, baka ikalahati or spread na lang na pakonti-konti. So ang food yield natin, bababa. Ang production natin, bababa. And as we discuss, kung mas mababa ang production, mas mababa ang supply, mas mababa din mas mataas ang presyo. So that is one of the bigger problems. And it's not only the Philippines, it's worldwide, no? And for other countries that are exporters, kung tumaas na rin ang prices, the chances of them stopping exports is also high. If they stop exports, then naturally, we cannot import as many, tataas ulit ang presyo. It becomes a food security, energy security issue. And I always find it very challenging and also very sad that ngayon lang sinasabi ng gobyerno dapat mag-ready tayo, mag-contingency plan, ganito yung mga aspects. When in fact, contingency should be planned, should be ready before it happens, no? Yung looking forward. But unfortunately, for a state that is in a state of growth or development, as we euphemistically say it, wala pa tayo doon. Wala tayong strategic oil reserve that will last us 90 days, 6 months, unlike Japan or China. Meron talaga silang mga tangke-tangke, mga dipo na pwede. Meron silang food security supply, logistics supply chain na pwedeng pag-asahan, cold storage. Sa atin, unfortunately, wala. So, households are left to your own devices to try to do what you can to cope with the existing setup. So hopefully, itong session na to can help us with appreciating the impact of this fuel, food prices, and how businesses can adapt and hopefully come up with ways to respond. But overall, we're still praying for peace in the world and hopefully better leadership in the country para yung mga maraming issues na pwedeng paghandaan at magagawa na. Thank you.